I've the great pleasure of Tony Gregg's company in the commentary box today. A little earlier, Tony took a look at the pitch. What are your thoughts on how it'll play?
Well, thanks, Jonathan. This pitch will provide an even pace and bounce with the ball coming on nicely to the bat, so the batsmen should enjoy themselves out there. The bowlers will have to make full use of the new ball if they're to keep the score down, with line and length being absolutely vital.
I can see the captains are waiting to toss the coin, so let's get down there and see what happens. Looks like they're going to have a bowl. Well, we've been looking forward to this match for a while, and it looks like we're about to get underway. That is an erratic delivery. That was a sloppy piece of cricket. We hear commentators talk about fast bowlers hunting in pairs, but how important do you really think bowling partnerships are, Tony?
There is a lot of talk about fast bowlers hunting in pairs, but to be perfectly honest, what you want more than anything else is good fast bowlers. And if there's only one of those, well, that's just going to have to do. If you have two really good fast bowlers, then of course you are going to create all sorts of problems for the opposition. I think that is where this talk about fast bowlers and indeed spinners, good spinners hunting in pairs, comes from. They keep up the pressure and they keep up the rage, so to speak. Certainly in my time, playing against the likes of Lillian Thompson, it would have been a bit easier had there only been one of those two and a little bit of respite when he wasn't bowling. The same, of course, applies to the great West Indian combinations. The likes of Holding and Roberts, for example, were absolutely deadly. And had either Holding or Roberts not been there, there would have been a little time to recover.
Batsmen are coming back for two. Big appeal. The umpire shakes his head. That really was a hopeful shout. 8 runs from that over. That's another single there.
No ball.
No ball.
Yes.
That was a powerful pull shot. It's crazy to bowl no balls with this new rule about the free hit. Well, that's wonderfully timed. 4 all the way.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced it that way.
He picked the length really early there. Batsman coming back for a second. That was good running by the batsman. The ball just runs out into the covers. Edge.
Yes.
Back. a single onto the total. 16 runs conceded from the over. Fast bowler to start a new over. They're appealing. Let's have a look at the action replay. That's out. The batsman really had no answer to that ball.
It seems like miles back to the pavilion when you got out cheaply.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. I'm sure the new batsman will look to play himself in. Dot ball. Thin edge. Out for a duck.
Well, he certainly wasn't down in the middle for very long.
Serious pressure on being man in there. Great stroke throw. I can just imagine what's going through the bowler's head right now, and he won't be a happy man. The fielder hardly had a chance to move.
Terrific shot.
A bit uppish, but there's 4 more.
Wonderful shot. He really punished the bowler there.
That was a cracking pull shot.
Wonderful shot. He's hit that way into the middle of next week.
Oh, great shot. Good placement. That'll really annoy the fielding captain. He's out. Let's take another look at that in replay. So left-hand, right-hand pairing at the crease now. That's nicely played. He's cleared the infield with that one.
Oh, super shot. That was 4 runs as soon as he hit it.
Certainly not hanging around. Terrible over. Far too expensive. What do you think makes a great number 3 then, Tony?
A great number 3 really must have a solid defence. Remember that it's quite often that he's going to find himself in a situation where he's out in the middle replacing one of the openers before too many overs have gone. So he needs to have the qualities of an opener on the one hand And on the other hand, he needs to also have the qualities of a star middle order player.
It's gone down. Another chance goes begging. Batsmen are coming back for two.
No ball.
No ball. No balls these days mean the batsman has a free hit. He can only be run out off this ball. He's got the edge. Batsmen are looking for two. That was good running by the batsman. Cookie to start a new over. Batsman coming back for a second. That's two more. He's hit that well.
Well, you can't set fields for shots like that. Brilliant.
That was a confident shot. Batsmen are coming back for two. Batsmen are coming back for a second. This really is impressive scoring now.
That's the end of the fielding restrictions. Expect the captain to start changing things around now.
The ball just runs out into the covers. That's raced away to the fence.
Well, that's a wonderful shot. He looks in great shape out there.
Another single onto the total. But he's mistimed that, it's run away off the edge. That's a confident appeal. Not out. That's one more onto his total. It's the end of another over. Fast bowler to start a new over. Edged. That was four the moment it left the bat.
That was beautifully put away for four.
Great timing. And another four.
Wonderful shot. He really punished the bowler there.
He's cleared the infield with that one.
He might have hit that in the air, but there really was no fielder out there, so that wasn't much of a risk.
The ball just runs out into the covers. The batsman picks up one more. Another over gone. Leg spinner to start a new over.
No ball.
That was a sloppy piece of cricket. So the umpire signalling free hit, and so the batsman can only be run out off this ball. Oh, that's a cracking shot. 4 runs.
Oh, lovely timing. He played that beautifully.
No.
4 more.
That was a fine shot for four.
He's hit that well. Through the gap, and that'll go for 4.
Yes.
Batsmen are coming back for 2. Another 3 onto the total.
No.
What would be your greatest all-time team, Tony?
Well, that's a very difficult one. My greatest all-time team, there are 2 players that I haven't seen play, and Len Hutton is an opening batsman. So Len Hutton and Barry Richards from South Africa, they'd be my openers. And then the other one, who obviously just stands as a colossus above everyone else, is Bradman. He'd be my number 3. Graham Pollock would be number 4, followed by Vivian Richards, and then Gary Sobers. He'd also form part of my bowling lineup because he's such a wonderful bowler. Number 7 would be Alan Knott. He's my wicketkeeper. Number 8, I'd go for Shane Warne as the first of 2 spinners. So Shane Warne and Muthaiya Murali-Dhir would be my 2 spinners, and my 2 fast bowlers, Andy Roberts and Dennis Lee.
Edged. He's got the edge. He's scoring at a prolific rate at the moment. They're having a shout. That's out. That was straight in front. No doubt about that one.
He batted really well out there.
Let's look at that again. I wonder what Hawkeye made of that. So, new batsman at the crease. There's a maiden over. The leg spinner to start a new over. Well, that's wonderfully timed. There's his half-century.
He's batted well today and he deserves the applause.
Very good timing. Hit the gap beautifully. 4 runs.
Oh, lovely timing. He played that beautifully.
Super shot.
Seeing that ball sail over the fence is the worst sight in cricket if you're a bowler.
That's beautifully played. The ball coming right out of the middle of the bat. That's cleared the infield. 4 runs. That's 4 more.
That had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his bat.
Tremendous shot. That is a shot right out of the coaching menu.
Smashing shot. Really magnificent. I'd pay money just to come and see that again.
Fast bowler to start a new over. Edged. Oh, what's the umpire going to say about this one? Let's have a look at the action replay.
They're tough ones for the umpire. We get to see it in slow motion or with Hawkeye over and over, but in the middle, they only get 1 shot at it at full speed.
No runs off that delivery. Batsmen are looking for 2. Edge to slip. Another single onto the total. But he's mistimed that, it's run away off the edge. That's 4 from the over. The leg spinner to start a new over.
No ball.
No ball. That's a free hit. It's crazy to bowl no balls with this new rule about the free hit. Top quality shot.
No.
Wonderful shot. He really punished the bowler there.
Batsman coming back for a second. Another 2 added.
Terrific shot.
That's 4 all the way.
That was a fine shot for 4.
One more on the team total, and the end of the over. Having played for England and lived in Australia, Tony, briefly, how would you describe the differences in the approach to cricket between the two countries?
At the end of the day, cricket is cricket, but there is no doubt that the approach in England is different to that which is adopted in Australia. In England, county cricket forms the backbone of the first-class game. As a result of that, it's from county cricket that the England teams are picked. The Australians absolutely effortless. He hardly seemed to hit it.
I can just imagine what's going through the bowler's head right now, and he won't be a happy man. Edged. No runs there. His captain won't be too happy with that. The leg spinner on to bowl the last of his allotted overs. Oh, that's a cracking shot. That was 4 runs as soon as he hit it.
Oh, super shot again. He's got into a perfect position for that shot. Head over the ball, weight forward.
That was 4 the moment it left the bat. He looked very pleased.
He's played really well out there so far, but needs to keep up his concentration to carry on from here.
Let's take another look at that in replay.
Beautifully timed.
Once it beats the field on this outfield, it races away. Timed that to perfection.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced to the boundary.
That's nicely played. The bowler looks most unimpressed with that.
That's confidence for you. He must really fancy his chances today.
What an over. Disastrous. This will be the last of his allotted overs then.
That's a really good shout.
Got him!
The fielder took full advantage of the hesitation by the batsman.
Let's have a look at the action replay. So the new batsman in for Pakistan. Let's have a look at that again.
No ball.
No ball. A free hit. They're having a shout. No response from the umpire. So a free hit. We could only be run out.
What a beautiful stroke.
That was 4 runs as soon as he hit it.
And a cracking shot, that one. He looks in fantastic form.
That was superb placement.
That had 4 runs written all over it from the moment it left his back.
Edge to slip. He's scoring at a prolific rate at the moment. The ball just runs out into the covers. How important is it for a team to have an all-rounder these days, Tony?
Well, I might be a little bit biased, but I think that all-rounders have always been a vital part of the makeup of any team. The more of them you can have, the more batting depth you have and the more bowling depth you have. And, of course,
There's a fielder underneath it. The tail's exposed after that crucial breakthrough. Real concentration required from the new batsman here. That is a textbook shot.
Well, that's simply bread and butter with batsmen.
He hit that uppishly, but it's raced away to the fence. Let's have a look at that from another angle. Edged. Big appeal. He's gone as well. That was a superb delivery. Let's have a look at the action replay. Tail ender at the crease here. Big shout. Out for a duck.
That was absolutely fun. No doubt about that.
Unlucky bowling there. He's bowled a really tight over there. This is the last of his allotted overs.
What's the umpire going to say about this one?
Not out. And from another angle. Let's take a look at Hawkeye. Batsmen are looking for two. Tremendous timing. That's raced away for four.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced to the boundary.
Dropped it. The fielding team may regret that. Confident appeal. Let's take a look at that from another angle. 8 runs from that over. So, this is the final over. The batsman was in quite a bit of trouble with that delivery. Oh dear, that's probably softened him up a bit. Oh dear, that's hurt a bit. Very well played. Good placement. That'll really annoy the fielding captain. batsman was absolutely bamboozled by that one. It was brilliantly concealed and disguised by the bowler. He's getting a polite round of applause as he makes his way to the pavilion. It really is a lovely day for cricket.
The bowlers must bowl a good line and length. The pitch will bring rewards if they can just bowl consistently at the right spot.
No run taken off that ball. We hear commentators talk about fast bowlers hunting in pairs, but how important do you really think bowling partnerships are, Tony?
There is a lot of talk about fast bowlers hunting in pairs, but to be perfectly honest, what you want more than anything else is good fast bowlers. And if there's only one of those, well, that's just going to have to do. If you have two really good fast bowlers, then of course you are going to create all sorts of problems for the opposition. I think that is where this talk about fast bowlers and indeed spinners, good spinners hunting in pairs, come from. They keep up the pressure and they keep up the rage, so to speak. Certainly in my time, playing against the likes of Lillian Thompson, it would have been a bit easier had there only been one of those two and a little bit of respite when he wasn't bowling. The same, of course, applies to the great West Indian combinations. The likes of Holding and Roberts, for example, were absolutely deadly. And had either Holding or Roberts not been there, there would have been little time to recover.
Great fielding. Edged. No run there. No runs from the over. Great shot.
Well, I reckon that's demoralising for the bowler, but he needs to bounce back quickly.
The run rate's climbing now. Found the gap with that one.
Absolutely effortless. He hardly seemed to hit it.
Another over gone. batsmen are coming back for a second. Mix up between the batsmen. Let's have a look at the action replay. Batsmen are coming back for two. Confident appeal. And the end of the over.
No ball.
That was a sloppy piece of cricket. No balls these days mean the batsman has a free hit who can only be run out off this ball. Top quality shot. And six.
Well, the bowler won't like that too much.
Let's have a look at that from another angle. New batsman in. That's out.
Well, that's a really long walk back when you haven't scored many runs.
Let's look at that again. Real concentration required from the new batsman here. That's out. Let's have a look at that from another angle.
No ball.
No ball. Batsmen are looking for two. Big shout. Got him!
Well, he certainly wasn't out in the middle for very long.
New batsman at the crease for Zimbabwe. So a free hit. He could only be run out. I wonder what Hawkeye made of that. Some real intent there from the bowler. Well, the bowlers are taking a bit of stick out there. The seamer to start a new over then. Physical fitness is a major part of modern cricketers' training regime. What impact do you think this has had on the game?
Physical fitness as part of the modern game is obviously very important. You need to be fit, you play a lot. But you need to be cricket fit, and that's where I've got a little bit of a problem with some of the modern techniques. I reckon that fast bowlers need to be fit to bowl. They don't need to be fit to swim long distances in the pool, to run marathons. They need to be fit to bowl, and I think that we're seeing quite a lot of injuries as a result of...
They're appealing. Not out. They can shout all they like. The umpire isn't going to give that one. No runs off that delivery. Got him! That was a superb delivery.
Well, that's poor batting. He lost his concentration and paid for it with a wicket.
Let's have a look at that again. Serious pressure on the new man in there. 4 runs off the over from this bowler. The leg spinner to start a new over.
Fielding restrictions are over. The captain now has a free hand to position the field as he desires.
Very good timing. He's cleared the infield with that one.
He might have hit that in the air, but there really was no fielder out there, so that wasn't much of a risk.
Let's have a look at the action replay. Dot ball. Let's take a look at that from another angle. Five runs taken from the over. Fast bowler to start a new over. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Fine fielding. That's well played. Found a gap there, and that races away for 4. Placed that superbly. The leg spinner to start a new over. That's a perfect line. Well, that's wonderfully timed. The ball really races over this outfield. Batsmen are coming back for a second. Really good strike rate from this player. The ball just runs out into the covers. Chance goes down. That's a stroke of luck for the batsman. He's got him! seamer to start a new over then. Let's have a look at that from another angle. What would you describe as the high point in your career, Tony?
Well, the high point in my career was playing Test cricket. I think as a kid, if you go back all those years to when you were running around in the schoolyard or in the back garden playing cricket, if you had said at that stage to myself or to any youngster, you are one day going to play Test cricket, that would be the absolute ultimate. And to get your Test cap, to be handed that Test cap, is something that they can never take away. And if you then go on and do well at that level, that's a bonus. But to play Test cricket was the high point in my career.
The leg spinner to start a new over. The batsman change.
Oh, what's the umpire going to say about this one?
Got him! Let's take a look at that from another angle. So it's a left-right combination at the crease now. The ball just runs out into the covers. One more run there. Batsmen are coming back for two. Let's have a look at that from another angle. New batsman in. No run taken off that ball. He's dropped it. That really is very disappointing for the bowler. That's the end of another over.
That is so annoying for the bowler. I wouldn't want to be in the fielder's shoes when they get back into the pavilion.
Immaculate timing. Through the gap, and that will go for four. Oh, lovely timing now. Very good timing.
He lifted that way over the infield really well.
The ball almost seems to accelerate over this outfield. Well, he's really riding his luck out there today. And from another angle. Quality timing there. Not classical by any means, but it's fairly raced away with the boundary. A beautifully timed shot for 4. This will be his final over then. Batsmen are coming back for a second. Really had no answer to that ball. Let's look at that again. I'm sure the new batsman will look to play himself in. He really struck that well. No runs scored. The ball just runs out into the covers. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Big shout. Let's have a look at that again. Another over gone. There's been a move away from using specialist wicketkeepers, more emphasis placed on selecting batsmen who can keep as well. Do you think it's just a phase, or is a specialist glove man gone for good?
There's always been debate about wicketkeepers and who in fact should be selected in the top teams. I was lucky. The England selectors picked Alan Knott, who turned out, as far as I'm concerned, to be one of the best wicketkeepers ever. He also was very, very good with the bat and worked very hard at that. And that, I think, is what's more important than anything. There is no wicketkeeper that should rest on his laurels and allow or accept that his batting is going to be secondary. His batting should be every bit as important to him in the modern game as his keeping. And I think that philosophy does apply these days, not only to wicketkeepers, it applies to fast bowlers and spinners as well. Everyone is trying to bat well. And they all know, and that's the wicketkeepers I'm talking about, that unless they can...
They're having a shout. The umpire's signalling for the third umpire. And from another angle.
They're tough ones for the umpire. We get to see it in slow motion or with Hawkeye over and over. But in the middle...
There's the signal. He's safe.
No ball.
No ball. So the umpire signalling free hit, and so the batsman can only be run out off this ball. Really good strike rate from this player. Fine piece of fielding. Yet again, the batsman fails to follow the ball, and he's out.
That was a bad shot. He really seemed to lose concentration there.
Let's have a look at that again. to win this 2020 match was there for everyone to see. Well done to the winning team.